It's been a while since I've actually uploaded a video. I don't like to make these kinds of videos because they are just negative. They have negative energy. They don't benefit anyone's channel, especially not least because of the controversy surrounding not just this individual, but exploiting as a whole has become a massive problem in Final Stand Remastered. It was a massive problem in the original game. The original game dealt with the same issue on a much larger scale, even though it had less players. The reason why I'm making this video is because I just have a problem with content creators who lie to their audience and take advantage of exploits for gain, whether that's financial or otherwise. Yag is not the only person who does this. There are other content creators, which we're going to get into later, who do the exact same thing. He said that the accusations of him exploiting were untrue. They were made up. And when I actually saw his video where he was talking about that, he didn't provide any evidence whatsoever of him collecting the Dragon Balls legitimately. What I did see were a lot of wishes, and we're going to get to why those wishes weren't legit. I just want to make it clear that no one benefits from this. These people need to be called out, and Snakewell is doing a terrible job at banning them. Not completely. He has banned some of these people, which, funnily enough, Yag came into defend, which we're going to get into later. But the whole thing's a mess. Some content creators have been making videos about, oh, this is the problem with FS, or this is, along these lines. Clearly, it's become a marketing strategy for some people's YouTube channels. It's not going to be my strategy. Like I said, nobody benefits. They play the game, usually with their friends. Sometimes it's OG players who know more about the OG and, the timeline of the game and development than newer players. They experiment with mechanics, usually with one exploiter friend of theirs. By the way, I'm not going to call that exploiter a legitimate scripter because I've actually worked with studios and they're a lot more intelligent than these skids who they spend more time looking for people's fault in codes than they do interactions with members of their own family, which is funny. And then they start bragging about it, and then when they try to make their own game, it fails. You know who I'm referring to. Those who know. But anyways, once these exploits are discovered, the ringleader, or the ringleader or the main guy who suffers from main character syndrome, which I have no doubt this individual does, they basically take advantage of the exploit to upload content on YouTube with these boosted stats and these boosted items, or whatever it is being exploited. Now, there's two routes for Yug to take. He could either be honest about the exploits by leaking it publicly and saying that these are exploits, and he can even blur out his name, and I wouldn't have a problem, because he wouldn't be the only person who's done that. I know many people who have blurred out their own names to avoid getting banned, and they end up getting banned anyways. You know why? Because they always get caught. They always get caught, and even if they don't get caught, they can't abuse the same exploit forever because they leaked it publicly. And he hasn't done that. He wasn't honest about his exploits. He was dishonest, actually. Dishonest about exploiting, trying to position himself as a fake grinder, even though this is the honestly the funniest thing, by the way. These people will be dog shit at the original game. They wouldn't even approach level 1000 legitimately, or even 900, but somehow they'll be top tier grinders in the remaster, which I find very odd. I'm not saying you have to be good at the old game to be good at the new game. I'm just saying it's very strange how these people know so much about the game, sucked in the original, but then are very good in the remaster. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Being good at COD and then sucking at pixel guns. I mean, you need to be good at aiming, right? In this case, he needs to be good at grinding, and clearly he's not. And the benefits are always views, or even if he's monetized, he can benefit from AdSense revenue, or whatever. Patreon if he has that, or Discord or whatever. He's not the only content creator who has done this. On the left hand side, you can see that 4 years ago, and I'm not singling this person out, I will show you more examples, including myself, on my old channel where I did the exact same thing, where there was an exploit. Back then it was the Heaven exploiting, where you can anchor alt accounts and hit them for XP. Me personally, I had people manually do it. So on the first time I hit 2k, there was no exploits, but then the later videos I released did have exploits. And I was very clear about that. And I showed it in the video. I showed people how these people got those levels. The difference between me and Yug is he doesn't show us how he makes those wishes. He just shows us making the wishes. After he's collected the Dragon Balls, he makes the wishes. And then he claims that he has no idea about the exploits people are accusing him of. I'm not accusing anyone. I'm not saying Bobby, Nero, any of these people have taken advantage of exploits to make videos and get views for gain, whether that's financial or otherwise. I'm just making the point that many of these content creators don't tell you how those wishes are made. They don't tell you how the Dragon Balls are summoned. Bobby and Nero may very well have done that, as well as many other content creators, but there are content creators who have not. And because there's this ambiguity about who has done it and who hasn't, it creates a misty, foggy environment where you can't really trust any person or the other. So that's simply the point I'm trying to make. What I'm saying is when a content creator makes a video about summoning Shenron, if they don't show you how the Dragon Balls were collected, then you need to take what they're saying with a pinch of salt. Don't clip what I'm saying out of context and make a response video when you have no idea what I'm referring to. My position is very clear cut. There are content creators who take advantage of exploiting for views, and there are content creators who don't take advantage of exploiting for views. Funnily enough, I actually spoke to one of the people who exposed Yag for exploiting, and allegedly one of his friends got banned because they were using alt accounts or whatnot to teleport to Dragon Balls. But then when it comes to the unbanning of exploiters, it's very selective. Some people get banned for no reason, some people don't get banned at all. I'll give you a key example. Back in the original game, people like Kaisoff were overrepresented and banned publicly, and his alt accounts were banned publicly. Which is fine and all because he was exploiting in all fairness, but where's the consistency? Other exploiters never got banned. I'm not going to mention names, I'm not going to give attention to some attention seekers who, because you know who I'm referring to, you know who I'm talking about, yes? Some people who, they sat there auto-brawling 24/7, pretending like they were this amazing player in the original game, yes? These people never got banned. And if they did, it was because they were using some, banned detectable exploit that happened to ban them automatically. But there was no targeted ban that signaled to the community that exploiting was bad. There were ban waves that targeted legit players who I know, and no doubt some of you who are watching know some of your friends who are targeted with the ban wave, even though they've never touched an exploit, by the way. It's a problem when banning is selective and not taken seriously. And he said, I quote, I never tested his honesty. If he's cheating, he'll get caught eventually and banned. There is probably more people that use exploits like him. He just the one doing the videos. And then I said, my response is it is starting to add up because content creators were making early wishes in the game when finding Dragon Balls was a lot harder than it is now. This was before raids gave you Dragon Ball drop rates. In public servers, every hour there's a 3% drop rate of the Dragon Balls. And in private servers, there's a 0.6% drop rate in Dragon Balls. How long does it take to find a Dragon Ball? This is the maths that I was alluding to earlier on in the video. So according to the maths, if it's a 3% drop rate for a Dragon Ball, then in public servers, to find one guaranteed, it would be 33.3 hours per day, which would already exceed the 24-hour mark. Even if it didn't exceed the 24-hour mark and it was, say, 20 hours, 19 hours, 18 hours, you would have to sit there for 18 hours actively looking for the Dragon Balls, server switching, and there's a cooldown on that, by the way, so you can't even continuously do it forever. And if it was even 24 hours, if you decided to pull an all-nighter and do it, that would only equate to 0.72 Dragon Ball. That wouldn't even be a guaranteed hole. It means it would be more probable than not that you would find one, yes, but it's not a guarantee. For the guarantee, you need to do 33 hours. Yogg specifically made a minimum of 15 wishes. Let's put that into perspective here. If he found one Dragon Ball guaranteed a day, or if he spent the time finding a Dragon Ball, it would be, just in terms of the amount of hours on average it would take him to find one, that it would be 33.3, which is the hours for a Dragon Ball, times 7, the amount of Dragon Balls needed to summon Shenron, That would equal 231 hours. 231 hours. So if we divide that into days, which would be 231 divided by 24, it would be 9.625 days. So roughly, about 9-10 days, roughly, which would be over a week. And because he made 15 wishes, 9.625 times 15 equals 144. Do you mean to tell me, and I want everyone to be objective and intelligent here, I don't want no low IQ responses or justifications, or don't come in and start justifying and try and make up numbers and, oh, he didn't actually spend that time because some of the times he got it from raids and whatnot. Irrelevant. Even if raids, maximum it would be 100 days. But on the maths specifically, 144 days. That is 12. That's nearly what, 3 to 4 months. How long? Well, can someone remind me when the game came out? Can someone remind me when the game came out? The game came out a couple months ago. In fact, on my YouTube channel, I actually have a video 2 months ago where I posted me unlocking Super Saiyan, and I got that, I think, like 2 weeks ish. Back when getting like level 50 was like kind of insane in the game. So him spending time collecting the Dragon Balls would predate the game's release almost. And even if it doesn't, it's not possible for someone to spend that many hours collecting them. Even if he delegated it to 2 people, even if he spent half the time looking for the Dragon Balls, it would still be, what, about 70 days? 2 months? 2 months of looking for Dragon Balls, yeah? You spent 2 months? Yeah? Who are you fooling? You are fooling nobody. The only people you are fooling are the people in your friend group who suffer from simp syndrome. Because you suffer from main character syndrome. You think this is all about you. You don't get to lie to people and exploit the game and take advantage of it for views. You will be called out. Other content creators who aid people like you will be called out. There needs to be accountability. We're not repeating this. We're not going back in circles. We're not doing this nonsense like we did in the original game, where these people take advantage of the game and don't get banned, or there's no accountability. We need transparency. You need to prove to us specifically that you are not exploiting. That means showing us how you gather the Dragon Balls without you teleporting to your friend and then flying a couple centimeters away and pressing record. If you can do that. If you can do that, then I'll objectively look at what you've posted and your response and say, hey, okay, maybe he's not exploiting, and I'll take my video down. If you can't do that, then you need to take your video down, or at least clarify that what you done wasn't legit. Because so far you're saying it's legit. Stop conning people into looking for Dragon Balls. You are wasting everyone's time. I don't need to look for the Dragon Balls. I don't want to look for the Dragon Balls because I have better things to do. I'm a busy person. I've got a tight schedule. And I just happen to enjoy making videos on a game I enjoy playing. That's why people in my comment section were bemused at the fact that I perfected Super Saiyan 3 and not Super Saiyan God. That's how I want to play. I like the form. I think the form deserves justice, and it has been given justice. Here's your problem. You think I care. Like there's a problem with people who misunderstand my position. You think I care. That's your problem. You think I care about how certain things should be played or how certain things should be viewed or carried out. So before you come out and say, oh, he's only making this video because he's jealous or he wants to find the Dragon Balls himself, bullshit. Bullshit. I don't even have one, and I don't need to because I don't want to, because I think the effort of looking for one takes too much time, and it should stay that way. It should stay that way for everyone objectively, not just not just a majority of people who can't exploit, while the skids get to find them all and make videos on them. No. This is the only video I'm going to make. I'm not interested in beef. I'm not interested in responses. This is just my take. I am addressing him specifically. There are many content creators who I have no doubt have taken advantage of this. This is more of a generalized video. So if you found it informative, feel free to leave a comment. If you come here and you just come here delivering hate, you're wasting your time. I'm not going to respond to you. I've got better, like I said, I've got better things to do. I've got other channels. You people would not be the first people to give me hate comments, so don't waste your time. Or there's this little green substance. Have you heard of it before? It's called grass. If you find that somewhere, maybe in your garden or outside on your porch, you might be able to have better satisfaction than hating on someone who's making valid points. But I digress. That's it for the video. We'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, these people need to start being held accountable.